Hello Internets, this is BoneCarlos coming to you live with a quote-unquote weapons optimization guide. Today we're going to be taking a look at the P90. Unlocked at level 38, it does boast some interesting stats for a submachine gun. First off, it would be the excessive amount of ammo it could hold at 50 rounds per clip, 75 if you use extended mags. Damage is fairly on par at 42 up close, 20 at a distance. What that means is you're going to be killing in 3 to 5 shots. The damage drop-off does start off at 15 meters and then works its way down to 18.75. And it does have a fairly decent reload time at 2.76 and drops down to 1.77 if you're just adding onto it. So it makes it one of the faster reloading SMGs in the game. The rate of fire is substantially low though at 857 rounds per minute, making it the slowest or second slowest submachine gun in the game. Now, as for the intangibles, it does have fairly easy to use iron sights. They aren't that useful, but they are unobtrusive, so take it as you will. As for the recoil, it is fairly high, but it is very manageable and predictable, and I was able to use it effectively within its range. So all in all, what I try to do with a submachine gun as soon as I get my hands on it is try to turn it into a stealth-like class with assassin, silencer, and such and such and such. But I found myself not being as successful as I would really like to be with the P90. So what I ended up turning into, and one that I was very successful and had a lot of fun with, was using it as a rusher class. So for my proficiency, I ended up using range just to increase the effectiveness of the weapon at a distance, coupled with a rapid fire attachment, and it made for some very interesting kills. Now, for my first perk, I ended up using sleight of hand. I did try to use extreme conditioning, but I found myself wanting to have sleight of hand more often than not. I ended up missing it more than if I didn't have it and I used sleight of hand instead. So for my second perk, I ended up using assassin for obvious reasons. I mean, if you get back behind enemy lines, you just don't want to show up on radar of any kind, and it also helps if there's a counter UAV up. I mean, assassin just speaks for itself. Now, for my third perk, it's really a toss-up in between steady aim or dead silence. I couldn't really make up my mind, and even in the pro versions, they both have great benefits to this class. I mean, obviously, you want steady aim to be able to group those bullets tighter together, and the pro version helps it immensely as well to be able to bring that gun up after you've done sprinting that much faster. But the same thing can be said about dead silence. You're not going to be loud, and if you for some reason are caught in a spot that you don't want to be in, there's a cliff, just dive right off and you'll be fine. So really, it's a toss up on your play style and the map that you're playing, and just in general, just whatever you want to do with it. So that was it for the more effective class that I found. And then there was also a second one that I found quite enjoyable. It pretty much just builds, or actually there's a little bit of a divergence on this class I just spoke of, and it was, instead of using rapid fire, you used kick, and then also couple it with a thermal attachment. Now, for the first perk, I ended up using Scavenger. Second, I ended up using Assassin. And the third perk, I ended up using Steady Aim. Now, you might want to use Quick Draw for the thermal, but it was a bit disorienting to be able to zoom in that quickly. I mean, the thermal, you still scope in fairly quickly. And coupled that with Kick, you're able to put on a lot of bullets onto your enemy at a distance with that thermal sight. Now, for Scavengers, for obvious reasons, you're going to burn through a lot of ammo fairly quickly, especially if you're shooting from mid to long range. And second perk, Assassin, is an obvious choice. You can slap on Hardline if you want, but Assassin just keeps you off that radar that much easier. And for the third perk, Steady Aim. Obviously, if an enemy gets in within your scope range, or without your scope range, you might want to be able to hip fire and take them down that much faster. So that was it. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the thermal footage that I did have. I'm having a little bit of a problem with my games not saving. But try it out. Let me know what you guys think. Try out the first class. Let me know what you guys think. Other than that, I'm gonna get on out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If not, leave a comment down below on what I could do to make these more enjoyable for you. Later.